This house is not a traditional build. Most houses would have a gutter and it would have downspouts to divert water away from the house. This is a steel building, so it does not require gutters, and we are up at elevation at about 8,500 feet on this property, and so ice is a significant issue most of the winter. And so if you had gutters on this building, the gutters would clog with ice, or water would freeze in the gutters and cause ice. Even if you have snow dams, and I don't know if you'd be able to see them from here, but there's a rail across the roof line to control ice and to get it to come off in small pieces instead of large chunks. But ice is really a significant issue. So a steel building has to deal with ice in a different way, ice and rain, and that is by grading. So grading is very important on a building where you have a flat surface next to it. Now this area has excellent soil for drainage. There was we think about 2 inches of rain last night in a cloudburst. And you can see here there's no pooling of water at all. Matter of fact, there's no pooling of water on the property at all, which means that this is an excellent drainage away from the house. So this is a crawl space also versus a basement. So you don't have really any of those issues of water coming into either the crawl space or the basement. But if you had a traditional build house, a stick-built house, on a basement or a crawl space, the concerns are the same, and that is that you have to control water away from the house. And where you have pooling water next to the house, that's a problem, and that needs to be controlled by grading. That does not mean that you will have 100% no water either in the crawl space or the basement. If you do get water either in the crawl space or the basement, then that's a different consideration, and you should probably call a professional to come and deal with it. A lot of people will try to deal with it by making sure that the grading is good, and they still find that they get wet when in the basement or the crawl space. Well, there's an easy way to see if you have recent moisture, and that's to buy a moisture meter, not the kind of moisture meter that tests for plants to make sure whether you need to water or not. I'm talking about a more serious moisture meter that will measure the percentage of moisture. Okay, so here is a moisture meter. It's fairly inexpensive. I think I got this one from Walmart.com. It's through, I believe, General Instruments. And it's very simple. It's got a power button in the middle, and then it's got different modes for whether you're testing concrete, wood, dirt, that sort of thing. So if you know, it's just push the middle button to turn it on, and then we'll do the mode. It says wood, as you can see down there. So we're going to test an area of wood. And see, let's find a place that's moist. Okay, so you can see this wood is moist. There's a little bit of snow on it. And here's what it will do. You see how it reads 18, 19%? Well, this particular meter is set for that sort of percentage of moisture, which can cause damage. That's for wood. Concrete is the same, but you just change the mode button. You press building materials, and then that is for other materials. Those two probes that you see right at the top, those have to be pushed into whatever you're checking, be it concrete or whatever. So you can see this is not a very expensive moisture meter. There's ones that are a lot more expensive than this, but as you can see, it's very effective, and you just have to simply keep in mind that you're really just checking to see if something's damp or not. It can be used in drywall to tell if you have a basement that's gotten wet. You can test the slab in the basement to see if it's gotten wet. It's a very useful tool, good for any homeowner to have
And also, it will help you determine whether you might have a possible mold issue or something like that. So moisture meters are really valuable to have, and it will help you determine whether you have water issues in either a basement or a crawl space too.
This is an obvious water issue. We have a leaking gutter at the seam, which is dumping right next to the foundation. So there's nice grade to the backyard, so they could have easily corrected this grade, but in this case, water is going back right to the house. And see, here is where there's a crack, that horizontal crack, which is corroding and eating away at the foundation, which is now going to require a repair to the foundation wall to keep it from breaking apart.